It's like BFF necklace VIP guest list.
No, this is BFF necklace VIP guest list.
I don't know.
This is Janie Jacquet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Anyway.
Oh, my wrists hurt.
Please stop doing that. I don't need you hurting yourself. Again. Anyway, welcome to The Cup, the currently unnamed podcast where the tea is piping hot and we're always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay, here again as always with caffeine, because I'm recording this 30 minutes after I got home from work and a bitch is tired.
With some green smoothie. I've said what was in a previous video. You're gonna have to look back. But my name is Sam DMV, Sam de Monteverde, aka Anissa Long. Your fellow friendly non-binary Filipino Canadian hot mess, hailing all the way from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
And I'm something that happens on the M60 regularly. An accident. Eris Envy. Wow.
Wow.
I normally think of my taglines before the start and I panicked. It was that or I said I'm the budget Eugent Bush Pepper.
Not Eugent Bush Pepper. We're not doing that today.
Leave him alone. My man is gorgeous.
Debatable.
I'm telling Manila you said that.
That's fine. Drag Race España. We're finally back again. I said we wouldn't be covering 2 episodes in one podcast again. And guess what? I lied.
And we're covering the 2 biggest episodes. Yay!
Quite literally, the Rusical and Snatch Game. At least it's not one of those and the ball. The ball we'll talk about next week, thank God. But
thank God.
Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns, lovely gowns. But yes, we've got 2 episodes to cover, so subscribe and like, because
and hit that bell icon
so
you are the first to get our notifications.
Press all of the buttons at once except for the dislike button.
Or perish.
Or report.
Yeah, report.
Don't press the report button.
No. So we come back into the workroom, and our dear, dear Samantha Ballantynes had been eliminated in the last episode. I'm still sad because she literally would have slayed these 2 challenges, and I'm pissed we didn't get to see it.
I am reeling just a little bit from
Samantha's so that we come back in, everybody's sad. Yep. We come back in the next day, and the Maxi Challenge, it's the Rusical.
Actually,
not a whole lot of like workroom stuff happens.
I just wanted to say, I remember when we came back from this episode, Cephalus, his makeup had just ran all the way down. Like you could tell they had been crying and crying hard.
Yes.
Over Samantha leaving.
Yeah. No, I think like
yes.
I feel like they felt it a lot more than we did, of course, because they competed on that season together. But I think what they say really does hold true in that Samantha really did have like such a light within the cast. As hot of a mess as she was very loved.
Like, don't be surprised if she gets Miss Congeniality. That's what I'm saying.
Like, for sure.
It kind of feels like we might be headed that direction. But we come back into the workroom the next day, and the Maxi Challenge is the Rusical. We are starring in La Llama Drag, which is a parody of La Llamada, which is a apparently very famous musical produced by the Javis.
Holy Camp.
Holy Camp?
Holy Camp is, but now it's Holy Drag Camp.
I love when gay people speak about their religious trauma.
Always.
I'm gonna be real honest. I did not understand this Rusical, and I've watched it twice, and I don't get it. None of it really made sense to me.
I think what we're used to seeing with musicals is there being a very snappy beginning and then end, like back to back. With this, it seems like it was trying to tell a very long story in a short amount of time. And it all just kind of got squished together because I think the Harveys didn't want to mangle their piece de resistance. I don't know. I don't speak French. I'm not Jariji. But it just felt like it was it was a long musical. I'll say that. It was a very long musical. It was
a long musical. Well, at least like everyone got somewhat of a chance to shine. They weren't. Well, sorry, no, I'm gonna take that back.
I disagree, honestly. I felt like there was one part specifically that was underwritten, and we'll talk about it, obviously. But
I think we're all probably thinking the same thing.
Probably.
Onyx.
Yeah.
That like we'll get there.
That was third tree from the left kind of role, wasn't it?
Yeah, and like so the interesting thing as well is the Harveys end up kind of taking it upon themselves to cast the musical. Like instead of the queens doing it, the Harveys are kind of like spearheading it and getting everybody's like preferences, which I also thought was like a really, really strange thing that we hadn't necessarily seen on any other season. But I guess we also have never had a musical produced by one of the permanent guest judges.
Right.
So it's an interesting
theatre production.
Exactly, yeah. We're so used to Carson and Ross, who like to pretend that they're directors, and Michelle, who actually has gotten better over the years. But so
it's not the same.
No, I did appreciate how in depth this whole process was.
Yeah,
like the casting, the Harveys kind of like directing every single aspect of it to make sure that it's good. I did really appreciate that. Again, something we haven't seen because we haven't had a musical director as a permanent guest judge. So I didn't really have a whole lot about the process itself. So I don't know if we want to just dive straight into the musical.
I just remember them. I remember them talking about like how Marina's kind of like disconnected and she's like hella focused. Or unless Marina brought that up herself.
I think Marina may have brought that up herself.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, it doesn't even matter like who's around her, what environment she's in. She's just focused on the challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered what episode this is. I can't wait to talk about Untucked.
Yep. I can't wait.
Right.
But I guess let's just dive into a discussion of the musical itself. Who shined, who didn't. I don't have images for the people, but we had what did we have? We had the lead role being Marina, with the sort of like best friend accompaniment role being Diamante. We had charisma, uniqueness, serve, and talent basically being played by Jota, Cephalus, Venedita, and Jariji. We had Sharon and Estrella as the like nun characters, and then we had Onyx as
a painting
of a nun that came to life. Overall thoughts on the musical?
I enjoyed it as a musical. I just think maybe because of what it was trying to parody, that got maybe a bit lost in the sauce for us. But overall, I still think it was a really good musical. My thoughts are just the role that Jota, Juiji, Cephalus, and Venedita had to do were just very odd. Like, it didn't make sense. Like, they came in once or twice. Why Jariji was singing Whitney Houston was so like why was she singing Whitney Houston? I want to know.
Why was everyone singing Whitney Houston?
Yeah.
All of the songs that Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve, and Talent did were Whitney Houston.
Houston.
Was that like a part of the original musical?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I will say I'm so confused as to how they said Juriji got lost in the background for that. Because to
I
me,
didn't
Juriji
think
had,
so. I didn't think so.
Because to me, Juriji had like out of the 4 goddesses, had the best vocals by far.
I think the biggest thing, honestly, and I agree with the critique to an extent, and I definitely disagree with the critique. I think physically on the stage, she was behind other people. And so she kind of got lost in that regard. We got a couple different angles that showed different things, but like even where she was marked on stage, I want to say she was probably marked to where she had, you know, a clear line of sight, and she kind of ended up behind Cephalus for a good portion of their bits, and then would just like pop out. And so the pop out is supposed to be like out into the foreground, but the pop out for her ended up being popping out from behind Cephalus and just like being seen. We love Juriji here at the Cup. We love Juriji. I will say I did agree with her placement based solely on the fact that everybody else did really, really, really good. Like, I thought everybody did, even the bottom 2, I thought did exceptional.
Just to intersect, Drag Race Belgium has been confirmed, and it looks like it's going to be hosted in the French part of Belgium, which is a little bit confusing because the Flemish or Dutch-speaking side has more population. But my fingers are crossed that if it's French-speaking, that means Juriji gets to host.
Vanessa probably knows French.
Vanessa knows every language. That's just the
Vanessa, yeah.
Yeah.
No, if it was Flemish, I would want Vanessa hosting it, but I'd be comfortable with either of them.
I'm fine with both of them together.
Yes, please.
Two trans women hosting Drag Race.
Right.
Period.
No, I would love that.
Period. No, I think the person amongst the 4 of everybody here, who would be the 4? I hope somebody gets that reference.
Yeah. Why would you say that?
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. But I thought of the 4. I thought the one that stood out the most to me, honestly, was Cephalus. And it may have just purely been Cephalus being positioned further in the foreground.
Whilst
for
also
the majority
being a
of
fucking giant.
Exactly, yeah.
Because Cephalus was wearing those usual shoes, right?
Yes.
Still, yeah.
Which she hasn't been the whole season, and I'm very
happy. She hasn't
been
the whole season, and I appreciate that.
I really
And they haven't made it a storyline to try and get her out of there very quickly.
They didn't make it a storyline episode 2 to eliminate her. It's fine. But no, I thought overall this was an exceptionally well done Rusical. I'd say probably one of the better Rusicals, at least of the last few years.
Oh yeah, no, I personally really enjoyed the Rusical as well. I think the thing that kind of just threw me off about it didn't really have anything to do with like how I felt about it. I think it's more so like a language barrier thing, and like me not fully understanding what this musical is. But yes, no, I'm trying to search up like the soundtrack, quote unquote, the musical numbers that are involved in La Llamada, and I see nothing. I don't see any musical numbers in here.
Well, apparently it's so famous.
It's so famous. You know, everyone in Spain has seen it. And that's why everyone in all of Spain wants to fuck Javier Calvo.
I'd take either one of them any day.
I'd take either one of them. Javier Ambrosi does not get enough love.
But Runway.
Runway. I love how we're 15 minutes into this episode and we're already talking about the runway.
It's one of
Listen, we've
those
got to
days.
get through this.
It's one of those
Just one of those days. I think of you every time I say that on this podcast, Sam. I'm so excited to go to Yerevan. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going. I don't have the money for that. I'm saving up for next year when it's in the UK.
Right.
Manchester calling.
Oh my god. Anyway, category is 2 and 1 or 3 and 1 in a lot of cases. And we're going in alphabetical order. So first up is Diamante.
Okay, can I just say the Kinder Egg representation was everything to me.
Yeah, I got that
This
immediately.
was
and I
great.
like,
This was
yes.
great. I loved this.
I loved it.
I just thought this is not what I would have expected from Diamante. But every
Not at
time
all.
Diamante comes on the runway, Diamante does something that I don't expect from her. So at this point, I'm just sitting and relaxing. I'm ready to see what she brings. My only thing is the final form of this outfit kind of pales in comparison to the second stage, because the second stage is really quite grand, and then the third stage, I think what it is the shoes and the hair. I wish there was something going on the head, because Diamante has this thing where they have a tendency to be bald on stage or have just a headpiece, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I would like to see them in some kind of hair. I would love to see Diamante in braids or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's just difficult when you're doing the 3 and 1, and then the final is the toy car that's inside of the Kinder Egg. It's just a little bit difficult in that regard. So for me personally, I kind of passed it off, but I do absolutely understand what you're saying with that, Eris. Mm-hmm. I thought this was one of the more seamless transitions of the evening, because some of these were not good.
Yeah, some of these transitions.
Some of these were giving Charlie Hyde, Oh My Gaga. Wait, was it the Oh My Gaga look? No, Charlie Hyde's hometown thingy look. I don't know.
The home of the Pilgrims.
Yeah, she had so much trouble taking
America's first witches. I don't fucking remember what it was.
Drag queens.
America's first drag queens. Sam, you were saying?
What was this? Oh, nah. I really like this. I kind of agree that the toy car of it all could have been done better. Oh, what if it was like a full on tracksuit kind of thing, you know? Maybe
like RuPaul in the
the
image of
RuPaul. Almost that thing. I'm living for this color scheme though, but
but in this
if it was a full suit.
Yes, I would have loved that. It would have been a little bit more. It would have been a little bit harder to, or even a palazzo pant, because I feel like that would be a little bit easier to hide in the Kinder Egg.
That's true.
And then reveal its pants. Oh my god,
pants!
Mm-hmm.
I love reveal its pants. That's just one of my favorite things personally. But yeah, I thought overall, honestly, this was one of the better looks of the evening.
I enjoyed this look, yeah.
But we moved to Drag Cephalus, who is probably going to be my favorite look of the evening. Honestly, I'm just going to say right now, baby to child to wedding day to night after the wedding. Whore. I'm sorry. This is the versatility the judges have been looking for.
She looks so fucking good. And it's nice to see Cephalus in a more human form, because a lot of the time we see Cephalus and it's very out of the box, very crazy.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Cephalus like this. And my only thing is Cephalus really never paints skin tone, but this is so close to skin tone that it just looks slightly off. But I'll let it slide because it's Cephalus. The transitions between all of these were really good for me, and I just loved the shoes, the fucking shoes. Look at those shoes, cream tone,
literally
cream tone stripper heels. My god, my wife.
No, I absolutely love this. And she was only safe, right? Yeah,
I was angry.
Yeah,
I think it was justified. I don't know.
That's fair.
Boo. No, I'm kidding.
But no, I really enjoyed this. I also thought it was maybe one of the better ones, along with Diamante. And I felt like this was a fully realized thing too, where it's you get this whole storyline, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
No, it was really well done. I think she looks great in all three forms, and yes, wishing her the absolute best.
Yeah. Well, this was a 4-in-1 too, because it was like baby communion wedding, and then just like
Literally.
the second
Oh,
look
that
just is
yeah.
the second look just isn't shown because I just couldn't find a photo of it, honestly. But you go in here, you go from baby to wedding to whore.
It would
There's a
be-
communion look in between.
Yeah, it would be really great if Wow Presents Plus would not stop you from taking fucking screenshots. I don't get why they do that. You try and screenshot something on like Wow Presents Plus and you just get a black
doesn't allow
screen when
you.
you try to take the image. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Like
Biggest
why
shout
are you
out
cheating?
biggest shout out to the Drag Race fandom wiki, because that's where I get all my images from. So period. Love you.
Yeah.
Well, and I think they also get it from Fashion Photo Review.
For sure.
Which, if you are not
Well,
watching Fashion Photo Review with, I think it's what, Nikki Doll and Alexis Mateo,
Yeah.
a combination I never knew I needed, but like desperately need. I love them together. But does this mean Alexis Mateo, guest judge on Drag Race France, confirmed?
What the heck just happened?
Oh my god, literally.
Bam!
That was so perfectly
Wow.
timed. I love that.
Wow.
Oh, I'm kind of shook. Estrella Extravaganza doing Marilyn Monroe. This wasn't the most inventive idea, but I think it was executed perfectly.
Agreed.
Almost perfectly.
Almost.
My only thing is the hair in the first two photos is sitting a little far forward, where it looks like it's about to tip over her head. And also, I would say the fabric choices in all of these it looks a little bit too much like polyester, and it's probably not polyester. It might just be the lighting.
Yeah.
It's just I want to like this because it is good. It was a good idea. I mean, it's a easy. Well, no, it's not an easy. It's a good idea and it was executed well. I just think it could have been refined slightly.
It gives me the same fabrics that Ellie Diamond used in her Wizard of Oz, like.
I
Boom,
get
boom,
that
boom.
too.
But
the cheap fabric you can get, so you can get the most of it to make. Everything as best as you can.
But I thought not the most inventive, but I thought this was she executed a 3-in-1. She did it.
She did it.
And it looked at least half decent.
Good for you.
This was her week, though, and I have not been, admittedly, I've not been the biggest fan of Estrella so far on this season. I cannot deny her talent is just out of this world.
She's warming to me a lot. I'm starting to like her a little bit more.
I am too. I really am. And I figured I would, because this is the kind of queen that I always, in my heart, like in the pit of my heart, I always want to root for the campy comedy girl every season. It's just what I do. And I'm happy that I'm finally warming. She's not my favorite, but I really like her. So, who's next? Oh, God.
Oh.
This was...
Boom!
Okay. The transition was a little bit of a mess.
A little.
The transition was a mess.
Thank you.
The second outfit I liked, but I was just I don't know. I was struggling to understand the story.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was meant to be a story or if she was just like, I'm going from one outfit to another. But
is she trying to be, because the cone on her body that she very quickly reveals, because clearly it was falling apart, it had Venus on it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is this her trying to be Venus, and this blue fabric in the second look is supposed to mimic water?
Like the sea foam?
Yeah, or like the
so
sea
that
foam
this
or something.
first look could be like the clam.
Yeah, I think that's what she's going for.
Yeah.
And so in that regard, it's an art history reference. So I'm going to give her an extra boosted point, but that's the only point she receives from me, because the rest of this is just not great.
I will just say, Hota posted pretty swiftly after the episode that aired tonight aired what they would have worn, and they had a really lovely gown planned, beautiful gown,
Oh.
and it photographed really well. Unlike this
for the futuristic.
No, I think it was either for the 10th century one or the 20th. I think it was for the 10th century one.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, once Hota revealed this second look, it was giving me. I hate making comparisons, even though I do them way too many times on the cup. But it was giving me Crystal Method promo look.
Oh my god!
You take that back.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Because it's the red wig, blue top.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of pearls
in front of the punani.
Yep.
I love them both though.
Crystal. I like the jewelry in this. Actually, I will say I think that I like the jewelry.
I did. Yeah, I did enjoy the jewelry.
I like this color of hair on her.
She makes a good change.
I think it complements her skin tone very well. Yeah, but Jiriji, I thought this was perfectly fine, honestly, and I love Jiriji, but I thought it was very unsurprising.
It was the easy thing to do, and I've been like Jiriji Deckley's #1 fan. Jiriji Deckley is my religion. I like this, but I know comparatively to everything else we saw tonight, it was not the strongest on the runway. And I will say Juriji's makeup here was really dramatic, and I did really love it.
This, I think, is the best her face has looked on the season at this point. Like, I would
kind of agree with that. What really, I think y'all could say the same, but what really bothered me about mainly the second look, quote unquote, when she drops everything down, is like the back, and you see part of that gold part still going up her back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't executed as well as I think it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly gives me Alyssa's camera dress minus the cameras.
Oh no.
Now you take that back.
I mean,
you're not wrong though.
I'm back again.
Back again.
I'm giving you a dose of what's happening.
I just wish she had been able to shine a little bit more in the Rusical of all things.
Yeah.
But I thought her vocals in it were good.
Yeah.
But
I want a singing challenge redemption for Jiriji because they did her fucking day.
Agreed. Marina. This was great.
I loved this reveal. Like how it was done on stage.
Yeah. The dress reveal was nothing spectacular, but the wig, just the and then the wig comes off, and then this wig. I liked it. I like that
she went from Ziggy Stardust to Aquaria.
Ziggy Stardust to Aquaria's grandmother.
Not this. I will say there's been this trend of like mullets in drag, and I'm sorry, just clearing my throat. I love a good mullet in drag. However, I think if you thin it out too far, it starts to look less like a mullet and more like a wig that's just been completely fucking butchered, and that's what I get from Marina's wig here.
Yeah.
Hey, Connor Jessup, if you're out there, this is what a flat wig looks like.
Oh my god. I just watched that episode recently too. Because I started my rewatch of Canada 2.
Listen, I know Eve 6000 doesn't speak Macedonian, but Eve 6000 for Drag Race North Macedonia, please, as the host.
So who's gonna host Drag Race Albania?
Ranella Hashaki.
It has to be Ranella. Yeah, it has to be Ranella.
Eugene Bush Pepper can be the Carson Kressley.
Wait, no, Angela, I need Ranella. I was gonna say Angela. We can't forget about Janita.
Fair.
Anyway, Onyx. This was good. We've seen it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like I ultimately like agree with what the judges said about the look.
No.
I still really like this look. It's just obviously
It's a phenomenal look.
it's a great look. We've seen Onyx do this already though, for the talent show.
If it was like a different alien specimen, then cool. But if like I'm gonna treat this the same way that I would treat like the pretty fashion girls that do the same damn thing every week, or Trixie Mattel wearing the same wig, or Bianca Del Rio wearing the same boat neck dress. Like, I like this. She looks phenomenal. We've just seen this exact style of alien drag from her, and I just wish we had had a little bit of something different in the face or the hair or something just a little bit different to elevate it beyond what we've seen.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she looked lovely, gal.
I'm not saying she didn't. I think she looks phenomenal. But
we've always seen an alien in an egg and hatching out.
Yeah. So, but she looks lovely, gal.
Lovely gal.
The winner of season 2 of Drag Race España, Sharon.
Sharon.
And I'm not even mad at it at this point. Like, we all kind of know. And like, I'm not mad at it.
My only thing is they really are just pushing her so hard. They're like, oh yeah, in the top every week. And I don't think she necessarily has to be there sometimes. I think if they just let...
the improv challenge, she could have been safe.
I think if they just let Sharon be touchable, be vulnerable, it would make Sharon much more likable, and it would make it... The thing I like about Drag Race España is it does genuinely feel like a competition. Whereas I watch Drag Race UK and I'm like, in my mind, I watched episodes, I was like, okay, so they planned for this person to go home this episode. They planned for this person to go home this episode. With Drag Race España, I feel like anyone could go at any time, as we'll get into next episode.
We'll talk about episode 5.
But for Sharon, it just feels like they want her to be untouchable, like they sort of did Carmen.
They want her to be Carmen.
Exactly. And I just, it just bothers me.
She's not Carmen, though.
Because I love, here's the thing, I love Sharon, and I think Sharon's an amazing talent. And if she wins, I'll accept that. But they don't need to feed her to us so hard. Because we're eating it either way, mama.
Well, and she's had like the workroom moments. Like she's already had a full circle edit by episode 5 or by episode 4 even.
Yeah.
We get more in episode 5, but like she's had a full circle winners edit by episode 4. And it's just like, it's not necessarily taking away from my enjoyment of the season, but I'm just like, okay, so who are the other 2 going to be in the top 3? Because we know Sharon's going to be there.
Yeah.
I feel like I love Sharon. No, to go off of that as well, I feel like Venedita could be there too. But
for me, it's probably going to be Venedita, Sharon, and then the third spot is kind of up in the air right now. But my guess
could be any of like
either be Cephalus or Estrella.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
But about this Sharon look, I thought this was phenomenal.
She was great.
Like the VMAs in the 90s, if you remember that famous look.
I was thinking the RuPaul look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, RuPaul at the VMAs.
Did you say RuPaul?
I hope I did.
I think you cut out for me for a second. But...
Yeah. So
I
didn't hear who you're talking about.
I heard VMA Bob Mackie, and I was like, I'm pretty sure she's talking
RuPaul
about this. But yeah,
that RuPaul with a cape look, Bob Mackie at the VMAs. It was giving me a heightened version of that because this is better than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Only on the basis of the wings being really lovely. Because I'm not going to put on the talents of Bob Mackie because I don't want Kamora Hall coming to my house and shooting me.
That part. But yeah, Sharon looks phenomenal. What else is
the hair was really nice. This is the best makeup we've seen from Sharon as well, I think.
I agree.
I
love this like silver to white ombre lip that she did too. Like she just knows how to do drag. That's really all you can say.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because she got the Bratz lip palette too.
Oh my god. that part.
It looks good though. She knows how to use it. She knows how to
good.
I didn't quite cough like a man, but good.
Good. Oh, the door she's opened.
No, Logan.
No, right.
Benedita! Finally, someone has redeemed Sugar Troll's or Sugar Cane's troll look.
Doll.
Thank you.
This is, oh my god, I love Benedita.
Me too.
This is gonna be
too.
the gold. This is the golden boot of the series for me so far. Like, on God, I mean, we'll talk about episode 6 because there was some looks there, but this at this point in the series is my golden boot of the season because you can do troll doll, and I would get that. I mean, I love this coat, but with this navy blue paint drop hair, no eyebrows, and the thigh-high boots, into the dress with the belly cut out and the Steven Universe gem. But I'm searching for what is going on here, and I'm so lost. Like, Benedita, I don't know how good the weed is in Spain. I'll have to ask. But whatever the fuck she smoked before she came up with this must have been really strong, because seek God, Benedita. You need to find God expeditiously. God.
I thought it was a decent transition though.
I love this. I absolutely love this. I don't give a single fuck, and I'm very stoned right now, and that's probably why I like it.
I am perfectly sober. And I'll say that
That's unfortunate.
Me just absolutely going off on this, and then Sam being like, "Oh yeah, it was a good transition," and Logan be like, "I like this. Fuck me, I'll get out of here."
It's not my It's not my favorite of the night, but I thought the transition was good. Both looks look great. Like, it's a well done transition. Like, that's where I was coming from.
Yeah, it was a very well done runway presentation. It's not my favorite look. I'm basically copying and pasting whatever Logan said. Yeah.
Work, diva. So
What?
that's that. We find out that the winner of this week's Maxi Challenge is Estrella. Completely deserved.
I agree.
I literally don't know who else could have won, honestly. Maybe
I don't even
Sharon.
remember. Who else was in the top for that? It was Sharon and
Marina.
This was Estrella's by far.
This was definitely Estrella's episode.
I thought Marina also did a really good job. I haven't been the highest on Marina either. I thought Marina did a really good job this week. Being the main character as well. Thought she did pretty good. So
yeah.
We end up with a bottom 3 of Jota, Jiriji, and Onyx. And the judge, Supreme straight up tells Onyx, "It's a shame you've ended up in this bottom 3 because you didn't deserve it." And I'm like, I mean, at least there's that caveat that, like, oops,
yeah, you kind of got stuck with a garbage role.
Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do with being the painting?
It's giving me like Ivy Elise on the wheelchair.
I thought the exact same thing, honestly. Like, and there's always that role that's kind of just like all face and little like acting. And so it's really, really difficult to do that role. And I thought Onyx did a decent job with it, but
yeah, not everyone can Darren look it out.
Yeah, I feel like the only example I can think of where
don't fit so swell.
Yeah, the only example, like maybe like 2 examples I can think of is Darian Lake in the horror movie challenge, quote unquote, and Asia O'Hara with Madame Butterface.
Oh yeah, I went to Shea Coulee as Black China, but Asia O'Hara is actually a much better like example of that. But But anyway, we find out that the bottom 2 are Jiriji and Jota, and they're lip syncing to Baloncesto by the guest judge La Prohibida, who is fabulous.
Oh, I love them.
Oh,
they were great.
We love a song about basketball. We love once again.
Let's play basketball.
Let's
play some
basketball. Yes. I love that once again we had stripping for no reason.
Yeah.
I thought Jiriji's was very good. And I thought Jota's was not very good.
Yeah, I
Listen,
think
they had to honor
Juriji's
Samantha
stripping.
some way.
Yeah, I feel like Juriji's stripping out of all the stripping that's happened so far as of this episode has been like the most like thoughtful.
It made the
I-
most sense.
It made the
My
most
only-
sense.
My only thing, I wish Juriji's wig had stayed on because at least Juriji had the pasties, so it like made sense for her to go topless.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
like with Samantha, it was just Samantha getting butt naked
For
Yeah.
no reason.
for no reason.
Okay, but at least in the third episode, she did not end naked. She
She
changed her
took clothes off and then put more clothes on.
put more back on.
Put a full new outfit on just to pretend like to eat a ghost ass on stage.
Come on, ghost ass. Well,
You know,
I
we love to see
mean,
it.
we've
The
already
game
kind of
would be
talked.
living for that, but this is Drag Race, so
Right.
Well,
Well, we've already kind of talked about it. Our 18-year-old has gone home. Fuck you for being 18 and that talented.
18.
18.
18?
18?
How old are you again? What are you again? 18.
18.
No. Say it again. How old are you again? 18. 18.
19?
19.
19.
Yeah.
I
Bye,
will
Hota.
always be. Yeah, I will always be here
Adios.
for
Te amo
seeing
mucho.
Romani represent. Yeah, I will always be here for seeing Romani representation on Drag Race.
Yeah.
Because
And
I
gypsy representation. I live for that.
Yeah.
Especially because like the two people we've had who have come from those backgrounds have both been Romani, with Cherry being English Romani and then obviously Hota being Andalusian Romani. So it's really beautiful to see that, and I know those communities don't have a lot of queer representation. So it's great that both these groups are going to have, well, both English speakers and Spanish speakers and Romani speakers are going to have Cherry and Hota to look up to.
Too bad neither one of them did all that well on Drag Race.
Yes.
Didn't they both come 10th? Wait, no.
No, Cherry Valentine is technically 12th.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Thank you,
Joe
Joe
Black
Black.
came back. So Joe Black became
Welcome back, darlings. I'm here to haunt
ninth.
you.
Boo.
Boo!
Bowl.
Anyway,
Oh.
we go to the next episode. Everybody comes in. Hota's gone, but no one's honestly really that sad about it.
Especially
Yeah.
Diamante.
Diamante's like, good, the bitch is gone. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I will.
Like, I knew y'all had issues, but it literally had not been brought up since episode 1.
Yeah, here's my thing. And like, since starting in education, this is something I've kind of noticed. People in that age range don't realize what the things they say, how they come off, and how they affect people.
Oh, yeah.
Because I spend my entire day speaking to teenagers at my job, and some of them will say the most rudest shit, like it means nothing. One of them looked me up and down the other day and told me I looked 30, and I was very tempted to throw a kid out of a 6-story building.
Good.
But you just have to, with people that age, you just have to understand the part of their brain that processes empathy isn't fully developed yet, and you don't get that until 20s. I hope for Hota's sake that Hota grows into that and learns to be a bit more compassionate and reel it in with some of the things they say. And also that they could maybe mend their relationship with Diamante and the other queens, because Hota's got a lot of talent and Hota doesn't need to do all this to back it up. Hota just needs to be themselves.
Yeah. I think like when we end up with like season 7 of Versus the World coming in 2 years, I think y'all know it's true.
Yeah.
The second one's about to start filming. Spoiler, I won't say who, but choices.
Drag Race
That's all
Mars
I'm gonna
versus
say.
Earth.
Yeah.
Drag Race Mars versus Earth, and both Onyx and Hota are on Team Mars.
Yes! Yes! Tammy Brown. Who else can we put on there? Joe Black.
From Mars. Yeah, I could kind of
Evie.
Oh, Miss
Evie.
Fame.
Absolutely Miss Fame. That's an
Cosmic Queen
iconic team, honestly.
The Cosmic
The
Queen.
Cosmic
Come on,
Queen
how can we
departs.
forget about her?
The Cosmic Queen departs.
Greetings. I come in peace.
We really can't all do these episodes
I am
together
going to
because
make
it
this
just
edit later.
it just devolves into
I'm
Us
going
just quoting Drag Race.
I'm going to make an edit later of Drag Race Mars vs. Earth, and it's going on Twitter.
Do it. I'll post it on YouTube if you want me to. But
Silky, I can imagine Silky being on like the Earth side of that and being like, "Oh, spooky dooky."
is Aiden Zane on Team Earth?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know
not.
Aiden Zane actually, because
No, we gotta have Maddie Morphosis for our straight representation.
We've got to move on, or we're gonna be
Dovima
here.
Normie
We
for our
need to move on,
racist
oh my God.
representation.
We are a mess today.
What else is new?
Honestly.
I'm running on like 5 hours of sleep total.
I'm
Okay.
running on
Anyway,
night,
Okay, we come into the workroom the next day.
adore you.
Is this the single wildest mini challenge on any Drag Race franchise ever?
Is this the poetry?
This is the poetry mini challenge,
This
where
was
they
so
have to
fucking
get
weird.
into quick drag and memorize an 8-line poem in 20 minutes. I'm sorry.
It's easier.
What?
No, sorry. Easier said than done.
Very.
It's giving English language exam.
I just
If you have-
love. Yes. I understand. I understand that reference directly because I've taken one. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I love that immediately we get a confessional from Estrella and she's like, this is not possible. So I'm just going to do whatever. And everyone immediately is like, what are we supposed to do? Like, there were some people.
Also,
God, sorry.
the fans and the popcorns and everything, it was just like so great. It was. What are they putting these poor drag queens through? For 30,000 euros?
Literally. For 30,000 euros. That's it.
Yep.
But, who? Oh, yeah. I wrote down who won the mini challenge because I didn't remember. It was Onyx.
That's right.
For some reason.
Onyx.
Yeah, I can pick out a winner out of that. It was
I
just
think it was Onyx because Onyx ate the most popcorn that was being thrown at them and was giving the
Probably.
most horny energy.
Maybe?
So
Yeah. I just love that Diamante was just screaming into the fan. Oh yeah, because then there's like popcorn being thrown at them. There's like you have to talk into a fan. I don't know if y'all did this when you were a kid, but like talking into a fan to get like a robot voice.
Yes.
I definitely did that. It gave me that energy.
the full version of this mini challenge will be available on Jury's OnlyFans.
I wish.
Subscribe
today. We go to the Maxi Challenge. It's Snatch Game. Yay.
Yeah.
I thought this was, not knowing any of these people minus one. And then again, not even really knowing the one person that I knew. I thought this was a pretty good Snatch Game.
I will just say this now. I am so devastated that Samantha didn't get to do the character she had planned because Samantha
One of the
had
6 characters.
One of the 6 characters.
One of the 6 characters that Samantha had planned was Maciel, who won Eurovision in 1960
something.
I want to say 1968.
I thought it was 5, but I'm probably wrong.
I'm gonna Google it. But yeah, the year that we sent Cliff Richard, so that says a lot. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, by we I mean the United
UK.
Kingdoms.
I'm waiting for someone on season 3 of España to do Chanel.
Please.
I just
want them
dance.
to
Go ahead.
just answer one of the questions with booty hypnotic meant you want more.
She has to be so tired of that song, right?
I just know she's got carpal tunnel from doing this.
I know.
Right.
Check out our Eurovision coverage. There's going to be a lot coming soon. Smile.
Because we definitely haven't talked a lot about that in this episode.
We really have not. Not at all. So the only thing... Oh, by the way, forgot to mention, Onyx, for winning the mini challenge, gets $1,000 worth of sex toys.
Love,
I was like, I hate you, you fucking bitch.
Like, bitch, share the love.
The best mini challenge to win. The best mini challenge to win.
I thought that was iconic.
I'm like
it wasn't the
things
challenge
they've won on
alone,
other
it was what the
episodes.
prize was.
literally.
You're like, oh yeah, you won a set of body lotions or a coupon to the shop. Anyway, here's €1,000 worth of dildos and vibrators. Enjoy, bitch.
Work diva. Work diva. Nothing really dramatic happens before the Snatch Game other than Jiriji and Onyx having the same character.
Ooh.
Being the neighbor of Valencia, which ignorant American here.
Seems like a very specific reference.
No, so Onyx had like 2 in mind.
Onyx had 2 and Jiriji had 2, but one of their characters was the same.
Yeah.
But from what it seemed like from the conversation, Jiriji was more comfortable in the Valencia's neighbor character, which she ends up doing. And Onyx felt a little bit more comfortable in the Juana character that she ended up doing. So it seemed like it ended up mutually, and Onyx was like, I'm just going to serve it. We'll talk about it. But I have the images of the Snatch Game and the Runway together, so I don't know if we want to talk about those together. I have them on the same slide, so I guess we probably could.
We might as well then.
Because nothing else really happens in the workroom if something happened in the workroom before the Runway, I don't remember it. So
I'll take notes next time because I keep forgetting to do that.
Same.
Yeah.
I feel really bad because the season is really good, but I just forgot to take notes. So all right, so we're going to talk about the Snatch Game, and then the Runway category is Muñeca Española.
Spanish dolls.
You want to worship the dolls?
You better work, bitch.
You want to worship the dolls? Everybody's talking about the dolls. Listen, you can say whatever you want about Diamante's character in the Snatch Game. This outfit for Diamante as RuPaul, I screamed a scream of time gone by. I was howling when I saw this. I was just like, bitch, you're going to get in trouble. RuPaul is on the phone to the executive producers of España, planning your exit expeditiously. And then we actually saw the episode and was like, oh, it's even worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Well, with that said,
this is also after Carmen Ferrara calls RuPaul's music shit.
If we don't get España season 3, don't be surprised. Honestly, this is the second best RuPaul that has been done on Snatch Game.
Congratulations, Jessica Wilde.
Congratulations, Jessica Wilde. You are the winner of this week's challenge. Because this was better than Trixie's, but still bad.
I love that.
It was such a choice to do Americanized Spanish. Because in the workroom talking to Supreme, I got the understanding that she was just going to speak English.
Yeah, I was under that impression too.
Which I think maybe would have been better. It was just such a pointed choice in the wrong direction for me.
It was hard, yeah. I like the choice, but I just don't think no matter who Diamante did, I don't think Diamante was able to take the Snatch Game off. I just don't think comedy is Diamante's strong suit.
No.
And this was probably the best we could have gotten from them.
Yeah. Now with this runway look.
Oh, loved it.
I love this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
It's just so dumb and stupid. And that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is giving me something that exists in the world of Coraline, and I'm here for it. Coraline,
right.
you're in terrible danger.
Yeah, I get like Raggedy Ann meets Coraline.
Sure. I like that. But yeah. Beautiful gowns. Lovely gowns. Lovely skirts, actually, in this case.
Lovely gown.
But we move on to Cephalus, who is doing Carmen Lomana.
I found some of what Cephalus said funny, but I don't know if that's because it was in Trainwreck territory. Because some of the stuff that Cephalus came out with was just very dry and not good, and you could tell she was trying to be funny and not getting there.
Mhm.
I will, however, say I loved that she did Carmen Lomana whilst looking like Ivanka Trump.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I mean, from what I understand of Carmen Lomana, she's like kind of the Spanish version of Ivanka Trump.
Ew.
It seems like. But
Womp
whatever. Whoever she was gonna do the other person, again, don't know who this other person was. But it seems like she had their exact speaking voice down to a T. And so
Supreme
probably
kinda
would've,
pushed her off a bit.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, had she switched to that character, obviously she has fully realized that voice that she's able to make jokes out of it. I think that's kind of what was the problem with Carmen Lomana, that she couldn't get that voice down or the mannerisms kind of down, that she couldn't make jokes out of it.
Well, and Supreme kind of pushed her away from that other character, which felt very Bianca Del Rio pushing Mo Hart away from doing Cookie on season 10. Like, it was very much that energy, and I was like, why?
Why?
What was the reason? This Runway, fucking phenomenal.
I love
everything.
This. It very specifically reminds me of, I don't know if any of you have ever played the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I hate that this is the second time I'm fucking bringing Five Nights at Freddy's up on a Drag Race podcast.
On a Drag Race España podcast, specifically.
This is like so hyper-specific. But there's these little fucking creatures in the game sister location called Mini-Arenas, which are supposed to look like these little plastic doll ballerina monster things. Mm-hmm. And she looks exactly like that. It is so utterly fucking terrifying. It's not what I would have expected from Cephalus. From Cephalus, I would have expected some kind of porcelain doll sort of thing. But I loved everything about this. My only thing was, I was hoping there was going to be something inside the suitcase. I love that she had the non-binary flag as her suitcase. Yes. I was expecting something to be in there, or a gag or something. But I don't think Cephalus is... Actually, no, I will say Cephalus is the kind of person to have a gag upon a gag. So that's why I was wise.
Her Transformer performance says, "Hi, Eris."
Hi.
I wish it had just been a non-binary flag coming out of the suitcase, honestly. Just fold out, boom, flag.
I think of like Jimbo with the...
Oh, God.
Alan.
No,
but I absolutely love this look. I wasn't expecting like anyone to go like to this place with this look.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that Cephalus went to this, because I think it's because obviously we can all recall like at least one memory of like completely stripping a doll naked, and what?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
With you.
Yeah. Yes. No, but that whole concept, like the execution of this on the runway, completely well done.
She was giving.
She was.
I mean, this look kept her out of the bottom too.
Yeah.
Estrella Extravaganza as Paquita Salas, who is a TV character.
Some sort of TV real estate agent?
Yes. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I
wasn't mad at it.
It says C+ from me. That's the amount of credit I will give it. I don't know. There are some parts of this Snatch Game where I really laughed. But there's other parts where I felt like if I knew the references, I would have laughed a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's just on me not being Spanish. Unfortunately, I had to live in the part of Europe where everything is cold, miserable, and transphobic. So, woo.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm kind of on a similar boat with Eris on like, not getting all the references and all that.
Yeah.
I think just because Estrella has just come off of like her win in the Rusical, and we kind of can see we kind of had a pretty high expectation of Estrella because she did so well in the acting challenges and the Rusical, that Snatch Game, what's so hard about that? But yeah, I kind of agreed with her placement. Kind of like I thought she could have been like lower end of safe at most, and like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was good. Not I can't remember anything specifically that she did, other than I'm Paquita Salas and I'm here to recruit you for my television show. Like that was kind of the whole thing, which I thought was this felt very a little bit like Lawrence Chaney doing Snatch Game to an extent.
Yeah, whereas you expect them to do well and then they just kind of do mid.
And I didn't necessarily think Lawrence's Miriam Margolyes was all that bad. I thought this was better than that, but
No, truly, I was frothing at the gosh.
That part. The runway look was fine. I appreciated showing some skin. Big girl showing skin. Love it, period.
The creepy head she had on before she took it off to reveal this was
I hated it.
Oh, it was so unnerving.
I hated it.
I think a couple too many people tried to do the sex doll route. And I love this outfit. If Estrella performed in this outfit at a bar, I would be yelling, "Work, bitch," from the audience.
Yes.
For the main stage, I don't know. I'm just sex dolls on Drag Race as an idea just kind of played out. I wish she'd done something else.
Agreed. But overall, safe. Work, Diva.
Yeah.
Jarigi as the neighbor of Valencia.
This is one of the ones that made me really laugh. So I was very happy to see
enjoyed this as well.
I think why it made me laugh is Jarigi was just very cutting and very insulting to the other contestants, which
very
is what
dry,
made it work.
which I loved as well.
Yeah, and it's hard to make dry humor work for the Snatch Game because a lot of the time in Snatch Game it's got to be puns, vulgar humor, make them laugh. So it was really nice to see someone doing dry humor and making it really work. I was worried at first because at first I was like, I don't know if they're going to get this. And then as it progressed, I was like, oh, good. Jiriji's really into the flow and really doing well. So I was really happy for Jiriji.
No, I'm basically copying, pasting everything you said, Eris. And this runway look was everything. I love this look.
The runway.
Oh, she was giving.
She was giving.
Truly. She wasn't my winner of the Snatch Game. But I thought this was a very, very, very good week for her, and I was happy to see it.
My only thing with the runway is this is exactly, if you told me Jiriji had to do a doll look, I would immediately go to Baroque, 16th century porcelain doll kind of affair.
Absolutely.
And that's pretty much what we got pound for pound. But she looked really great, and I love Jiriji in this silhouette. She's just got amazing legs, and it just really works for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like I love Jiriji, obviously, and this was a great week for Jiriji. I'm just finding that I'm starting to get a little bored by her runways. I will be honest in that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because everything seems to be very much so to her aesthetic when it comes to her runway looks. This Snatch Game was a really nice break from this like perfect doll character that she gives. And so in that regard, I really appreciate that. I just wish we were getting a little bit more of that on the runways.
Yeah.
But a great week for Jiriji.
Absolutely.
Marina as Antonia Delate, who is like adjacent but like a step lower to Donatella Versace, from what I understand.
I don't get, if she was going to go for that, why she wouldn't have just done Donatella, because Donatella is such a character.
Yeah.
That it probably, I don't know.
The one time Donatella Versace was done on Snatch Game, it was not good.
Well, that's because Miss Fame was doing Donatella Versace as Ivana Trump, as Donatella Versace, as Lady Gaga in House of Gucci.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Donatella Versace, housebound boots, how are you?
God, I don't want to be reminded of that Snatch Game. I thought this was a perfectly lovely performance from Marina. This fucking runway look. This is my favorite thing Marina has worn on the season.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I love this look.
I'm trying to remember her other runways too.
I hate this.
Really?
It's just such an eyesore. It's hideous.
I think that's what I love about it, honestly. Is that it should not work, but because of the category, for me it works.
I think maybe there's a reference. I don't know. It's just the green contrasted with the orange and the red is just a bit. She looks like you made a doll using leftover parts of a cantaloupe and red pepper. You know what I mean? It's just
not the cantaloupe and red pepper.
Or you just sounds like the beginning
of it sounds like the beginning of a really delicious salad. But I don't know. It's left a bad taste in my mouth.
I mean, she is kind of serving veggies and pussy. Go watch a Eurovision series.
Not
no,
veggies and pussy.
My favorite
part
about this
I eat veggies and cantaloupe and red peppers. Apparently,
yeah. My favorite part about this look is the hair, the quote unquote hair, the thing that she has on her head.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's something about that I
she
really
glued to her fucking head.
Yes, the thing that she put on her fucking head.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed that part because I knew what she was going for with that, much like other people. But yeah, I think she was just higher, and she was very middle of the pack for me this episode.
I thought overall, like, her and Estrella ended up being safe, and I thought Marina was the higher of the safe.
Yeah.
Like, she was fourth in this episode for me.
I will say I did not expect Marina to make it as far as she has. So now I'm beginning to think Marina's probably in it for the long run with us.
I'm starting to warm to her as well. We also, we'll talk about it after this, because Eris, we never talked about the Untucked moment.
Oh, we didn't know.
No.
Although I'm beginning to remember that was episode 3.
That was episode 3. We already talked about it. Never mind.
Because
Anyway,
I saw Jeri's runway look and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Onyx as Juana La Loca.
Okay, there's just one thing about this that I really wish we'd gotten to see, and I just need to Google it quickly so I can get the person's name correctly. Not the person that Onyx is playing, but 1 second. Yeah, she had a photo right where this little lamp thing is. She had a photo of King Philippe VI of Spain, and I was just ready for there to be a joke about him in there somewhere, and then it was just never brought up.
Love that.
I think Onyx is one of those things where it's like, oh, because I know Onyx in a confessional kind of explain kind of like why she performed the way she did in the Snatch Game, where it's like, oh, I got nervous, all the ideas I had kind of left me. So
Yeah.
I'll stick to this kind of what I do know, which is like this one note thing, which
Yeah.
Calvo mentioned.
Honestly, I didn't think Onyx was that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
No,
But-
but compared to everybody else, it wasn't.
Mhm.
The difficulty is just this is a great top 8. Like, we're at the point now where it's like splitting hairs a lot sooner than I think any of us really expected on this season.
Yeah.
But this runway, love this runway.
Love. Onyx can bring it every time.
She brings
I-
it to you every ball. Well, not this ball.
You shut your fucking mouth. How dare you? How dare you?
I really enjoyed this, and I thought she brought it to this ball. Runway alone, yes.
The singular runway.
And it wasn't, it was very out of the box it was very well, not out of the box, but it was very different from what we normally see from Onyx, which is the alien aesthetic. I like this shiny sort of plastic effect with her makeup. Jojo Zaho says hello, and she will be seeing you in court. But I just wish she did something different with the eye makeup.
It's
just because it was very like boom, bug eyes. Other than that,
Yeah.
I loved everything about this, and I loved the little way she waddled on stage.
No, I thought she sold it.
Yeah. Everything
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
look was phenomenal. So next up, the winner of season 2 of Drag Race España, Sharon, as the late Veronica Forte.
Oh yeah,
Which-
we never just
I was gonna bring it up at this point. They start this episode with a disclaimer that she has since passed between the time of filming and the time of airing.
which I'm now beginning to understand that this was filmed towards the end of November, because Veronica Forte died in December, and then the promo was released in January. So, Drag Race Philippines editing team, take note. This is how you get shit done. But
Well,
yeah,
Well, you know, as Filipinos
bit-
are always known for being late, so yeah.
well, I will say the biggest issue I had with this performance had nothing to do with Sharon and had everything to do with the fact that every single time Sharon was on screen as Veronica Forte, there was just somber music behind her. And every time they talked about her, there was somber music behind her. And I understand why, but it took away from the performance for me.
Right.
she killed it. Like, she really killed it, because even though none of us here, I can't speak for everyone. I don't know how many of us here were familiar with Veronica Forte,
Nope.
but she really embodied this character and made me come to love now late great Veronica Forte. She did such a job that I'm now endeared to an actress I had no idea existed until she had already left this world. And if you look at pictures of Veronica and then look at Sharon here, it is like it is
Fitting image.
It's a damn good impersonation, I would say.
I love it. Yeah, I thought she did a great job. I think everything you said, Eris, I completely agree. Like, I felt like I knew this character and this person through Sharon's acting. And I understand the bare bones of who Veronica Forte is as a person because of this. And that's kind of what you want. You want the humor and the comedy and all that, but you also want to understand who the person is. So
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm very much on that same boat as like what Eris said on, you know, as someone who's watching this and not knowing who Veronica Forte is until this episode, you know, and even like just in general, like whether it's American, wherever Snatch Game is being filmed, there's always going to be at least like one person you're not going to know ever. And so obviously it's good to kind of have that fully established character on giving them that idea on who, in this case, Veronica Forte is, and Sharon did a really good job at that. And I think I feel like she was like one of the only one, maybe the only one to have like a fully realized character in the Snatch Game.
I think maybe impersonations are more at the heart of what Sharon does, because Sharon comes from that era of drag where celebrity impersonation was
That's
such
true.
a big part of it. Especially here in Europe, because if you wanted to perform in drag, you really needed to have a character illusion under your belt, even if it wasn't what you were doing every night. Moving on to the runway, though, I love the Masters of the Universe as a reference. I want to like this look because Sharon looks really good. Makeup looks really good. We've seen Sharon do these sort of armored looks before, and we've seen Sharon do it better than this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I still thought she looked great, but we've seen this. This is not at all out of what we know Sharon to be. So, yeah. Venedita Von Dash as Miguel Bose.
I don't know who this man is, but I fucking hate him solely from Venedita's performance.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Okay, so I'm gonna take back my comment on what I said about Sharon having a fully realized character, because I felt like Miguel Bose was fully realized in Venedita's impersonation as well. And
I was gonna say, Sam, this is the one that I thought also was fully realized for sure.
Yeah, actually, to me, I enjoyed Venedita better, more in the Snatch Game than Sharon. But also part of that could be more of a bias that I enjoy Venedita. But no, I thought she did an amazing job. Like, this was a really good week for her as well.
So, spoiler, I thought Venedita should have won this challenge. I really, really thought overall, and I'm basing this off of like the perception of who I got of these people based on the Snatch Game alone. I feel like I understand who Venedita's character is the most out of anyone who performed in this Snatch Game.
And I wasn't even wasn't expecting Venedita to be so funny. But Venedita really proved that she's got all the tools under her belt with this, because it was really funny.
Yeah.
As for the runway, I mean, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you go right ahead. I don't remember what I was going to say.
As for the runway, if you told me what kind of doll Venedita's going to do, I was going to say something very Spanish and probably something sex related. Lo and fucking behold, what do we get?
What? No way.
Who'd have thunk it?
I think she delivered it really well. And I love that it's this sex doll you buy that comes with all the equipment. I think that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's what brought it above just like completely basic and what I would have expected from Venedita, honestly. Is this look inventive? In a way, yes. In a way, yes. Not the most. Is this exactly what I expected out of Venedita? Yes. Was there a little bit more? Yes.
You take away the cape, and that's the full Bosco fantasy.
Bosco! Yeah.
Bosco.
Oh my god. Stop it right now.
I just love saying that fucking name.
Makes me want a Bosco real
bad. I'm sorry, but Bosco sounds like a hardware store, and I don't know how to explain it.
You look like the Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my god. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Anyway. Oh, well, we do the judging. The judging happens. We find out that the winner, to nobody's surprise whatsoever, because she's going to win the season, is Sharon. I'm not mad.
She truly did do a good job.
I'm glad that, not especially because this woman has since passed, but like, I like that this is now memorialized as in the Snatch Game performances around the world that people will remember solely because Sharon won. Like, she's a Snatch Game winner. That's a big fucking deal. Good on you, girl. But
Work local.
yes, we got a bottom 3 of Diamante, Cephalus, and Onyx, with a bottom 2 of Onyx and Diamante, which
Boo.
I agree, though. That's the difficulty.
Yeah.
I'm
I agree as
just mad
well.
because
I just don't like that because I really love them both.
my thing is just as the result is that Onyx gets eliminated from this. I'm just mad that Onyx could have been against Cephalus as well, and Onyx probably wouldn't have won that lip sync either. And Onyx, you could tell Onyx was doing their damnedest to keep up with Diamante and
Yes.
getting there, but I honestly thought towards the end of this lip sync, even though Diamante did really well, I was like, oh, they're still going to save Onyx. And I was like, oh no, they're actually like going off based on the lip sync and they're sending.
It was a full
someone-
Estina Mandela moment.
It was,
Yeah.
it was the front runner going home.
I
made me
don't
very
necessarily think I like Onyx. I wouldn't have necessarily called Onyx a front runner.
But from the fan perspective,
But-
like if you go on Twitter, everyone was obsessed.
Everyone loves
with
Onyx.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but front runner to me, I wouldn't necessarily say so, but she was great competition.
Well, the front runner
And
is
I-
Sharon. No one is going to be the front runner other than Sharon. So
And I will say,
Whatever,
I just know that Villa has gotten a lot quieter now that her and Cephalus aren't fucking anymore.
right.
Right. We didn't even talk about the lip sync yet. I love this lip sync.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
it was a
they
great
lip
lip
sync.
sync.
They lip sync to Arrasando by Thalia. I love Thalia. I mean, Diamante does exactly what she has advertised that she was going to do. Like Slade.
Has he turned it? Yeah.
Part of me
Onyx
wishes.
held their own too, though.
Part of me wishes. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, no, speak.
Part of me wishes it had been a Diamante and Cephalus in the bottom 2, because
Oh,
that is a
God.
pairing I would be obsessed with to watch lip sync. But then
I
I
don't wanna
realized
see
there would be
either
a
of them
very
go
real
home.
risk. Yeah. There would be a very real risk of Ben losing my other favorite.
Yeah.
No, just this bottom 3, I absolutely adore. So it sucks seeing, regardless of the combination of whoever was going to be lip syncing, because either way, we would get someone going home who I truly adore.
This was a
I
tough
wasn't-
bottom 3.
I wasn't ready to see any of them go.
I wasn't either.
Truthfully. Like, but we do
Not lost
lose
my range
Onyx.
skills there.
Yeah. It's like cool. We lose the alt queen once again on Snatch Game.
Womp womp.
But that's
sad.
sad. Very sad.
Very
Very
sad.
sad.
And
Sad
we'll be back.
gowns, very sad gowns.
Yeah. We'll be back in next week's episode with just the ball. Only the ball, because we're going to record it next week.
Ball. Singular
So-
ball.
Singular ball, love.
Singular ball.
Well, with that, that's all. Subscribe, like, comment, stand Jarigi Dirkly. That's all. Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Teneno patu pie.
Support your local drag.
Support local drag. Worship Jarigi Dirkly.